only 15 minutes. There's 3 rooms. So we're asking everyone to please hold your questions to the end. There are experts right outside the house that can address all your questions. So I'm going to turn it over to Matt, who's going to kick off the demos.
Welcome everyone to Qualcomm's Smart Connected Home. I'm going to show you 3 different demos in this room. You'll see some other demos in the other 2 rooms. 3 things I want you to keep in mind first before we get started. I think it'll help kind of set some context. 1, it's a connected home, it's a smart home. That means all of the devices are discovering and connecting with one another. That's happening using AllJoyn, which is a software framework that allows devices to discover, connect, and communicate. So every device you see in here has AllJoyn running on it. Second important thing to keep in mind is that most of the devices here are connected over Wi-Fi, but they're actually communicating proximally. And what I mean by that is they're not going out to a cloud server. So when you see interactions between the various devices, they're actually peer-to-peer in the proximal network here. The third important thing to keep in mind here or pay attention to is you're going to see devices. This is an LG Smart TV. We have an August door lock. There's a higher air conditioner. These are lights from LifeX. Okay, these devices are all working together to deliver these experiences, but none of the manufacturers got together in advance to build this. They simply built their own individual product. They put AllJoyn on it, used standard AllJoyn service frameworks, and when the devices come together, they just work. Right? That's where the interoperability comes from. That's the power of AllJoyn. So the first demo that I'm going to show you guys is going to start with the August Smart Lock. Now typically when we think of a smart lock, when I come home, my lock recognizes me and it unlocks and opens the door to my house, and that's what most people think about. The August Smart Lock does that, but we're going to show 2 additional features that the lock has by using AllJoyn. The first one is something that we call a notification. And a notification is simply a text message, if you will, that I, a human, can read. So when something happens, an AllJoyn device can send a notification. Notification can be viewed on a display, so you'll see it on the TV here in the lower left-hand corner. There's a TV in the back of the kitchen. There's actually a little LCD clock over here, radio on the desk. It will be shown on that display. And then I happen to have a Qualcomm smartwatch on, and I will also get the notification on my watch. So I'll be able to see it pretty much anywhere that has the display. The second type of a notification is an audio notification. These are AllJoyn powered speakers. So these speakers will actually get the text message, but there's a nuanced text-to-speech engine running on them that will translate it into an audio notification. So exactly what I see on the screen, I'll hear an exact text-to-speech rendering of that. So notification is the first AllJoyn feature. The second AllJoyn feature that the door lock will be highlighting is something that we call an event. And an event is basically a message from the lock, not intended for me as a human, but for other devices in the network. And the devices can react to that. So I'm gonna unlock the door, simulate I'm coming home, and you'll see a couple of things happen. You'll see the notification, you'll hear it played back over the speakers, and the lights here in the living room and the kitchen will respond to the event, and they'll actually turn on. Wait here.
Welcome home, Paul.
So the notification says, "Welcome home, Paul." It's on the TV in the back. It's there. I actually got it on my watch. You heard it, "Welcome home, Paul," and the lights came on. So basically my house just greeted me as I came home. It's kind of a nice different experience, and it's from manufacturers who didn't create this experience together. So somebody didn't have to come in and install a complex system to do it. They just worked and they used AllJoyn services to do it. Okay, so the second thing that I'm going to show you, the second demo, is going to be of what we call control panel. Okay, and control panel is basically a way for a device, whether it's an alarm clock, whether it's an air conditioner, to tell me what I can do with it. So if you think about it today, the way that I interact with my devices is I have a physical remote, or I have an application, a virtual remote, and I have a device for each, a remote for each basically device in my home, or an application for each device in my home. Okay, that's not very user-friendly. I don't want to have to pick up a different remote. I don't want to have to launch a different app for every device. So the control panel concept in AllJoyn is quite simple. What we have here is a standard Android tablet, and it's running AllJoyn control panel app. AllJoyn is about discovering and connecting. So what you see here are the 10 devices in this room that have AllJoyn on it. Now this happens to be an air conditioner from Haier. They announced it at IFA. It's a commercial product that they're launching, and it's running Qualcomm Wi-Fi chip. It has AllJoyn. It's running control panel, and it shows up here. It was discovered by my application, and I see that I have a Haier air conditioner here. I'm simply going to tap on it, and the air conditioner is now telling the application what control functions are being exposed. So I can turn the air conditioner on and off. I can adjust the mode, heating, cooling. I can adjust the temperature, and I can adjust the fan speed. So first thing I'm going to do is turn it on, and you'll see that the air conditioner comes on. Now, I'm going to adjust the temperature, and what you'll see happen is I'm controlling the air condition, but it's also sending an event, and the event is I'm cooling the room. And so what you see is the lights start to change color. They go from white down to blue, which really simulates more of a cool environment. And it's actually a visual indicator for me as a human of what's going on in the house, or other people as what's going on in the house. Now when the temperature is reached, the lights will go back to their normal color. So you have human interaction and control, you have machine device-to-device interactions going on. All the while sending notifications as well, telling people what's happening. The third demo that we're going to show you is over here where Kiko's standing, is a wine cooler. Now the wine cooler has a module in it. It's got a Wi-Fi chip. Again, it's got AllJoyn. And the purpose of the module is to really let us know what's happening with our wine. If you drink wine or you like wine, you know it's sensitive to pretty much anything: light, heat, motion, all of those things. So the Alertus monitor here is actually looking for those things. If I were an adult and I'm upstairs and my kids get into the wine cellar downstairs, I want to know. In this case, it just sent a notification, sent it to my watch and all of the displays. If they leave the door open too long, they're either taking more than one bottle or they forgot. And the wine cooler actually sends an event. And in this case, the lights blink red because it's pretty serious. If you like your wine and you invest in it, you want to protect it. The event could have just as easily triggered an audio notification playback to say, close the wine cooler door. It could have done other things with other lights in other parts of the house. But it really goes to show you kind of how devices can interact with humans via notifications, as well as with one another using events in AllJoyn. And that's really what makes the home smart and delivers these types of experiences. Now, last thing I'll say to you before you go to the next room is AllJoyn is open source software. Qualcomm developed it starting in 2010. In 2013, we, together with 22 other companies, started the AllSeen Alliance. It's managed by the Linux Foundation. All of the code is open source. All of the members who are part of the Alliance are planning to use the code, but also contribute to the code, help grow it for the benefit of all. So these types of experience were enabled because they could take that code, they could actually put it in their products. It's not a spec, it's an implementation, and deliver these products to market. We started with 23 companies in December. We're over 35 now and growing. More people are coming in. You'll hear more about that in the coming weeks and months from the Alliance. As that happens, more and more devices will come into our homes, and you'll see a lot of different unique types of experiences. Some of them will be in the next room. It's a bedroom scenario, and it's kind of fun if you're an adult, and it shows you how you can kind of interact and watch what's going on in your children's lives. And then we'll have some media demos in the final room. So enjoy, and we can answer questions afterwards outside.
Okay.
Thank you.